I have decided to make a documentary. This is me listening to Styx. I was born at a 444 Colonial Road, so that clearly factored into my band name thing. So, yeah. I grew up playing hockey and baseball, and yeah, I have great parents, I have a great family. I got a guitar when I was 8. I think I was sitting at the kitchen table with my mom, and she was like, "You're gonna learn how to play the guitar." I was like, "Okay, Mom." And yeah, I just never stopped, really. When I was a kid, like, the only thing I really wanted to do was make comic books. So I would, well, specifically like manga stuff. My parents bought me Akira, which I don't know what they were thinking when I was a kid. And yeah, it just changed my life. It was crazy. But then when I was 8, my dad got me Back in Black, like the CD, and that changed my life as well. But that really, I remember sitting down to draw with like charcoal on like a pad, and I sat down at the table with like my little CD player and put it on, and it was like, oh my god, like I was just taken to another world. It was like hearing, it sounds so like dark, but it was like the bells of what, Hell's Bells. I'm a Christian, by the way. That's not obvious from like a lot of my lyrics and stuff. But it's just so funny because, yeah, Back in Black by AC/DC, that album was earth-shattering. I still love AC/DC, but yeah, I didn't really draw after that. It was pretty much like guitar and skateboard. And I couldn't change my own string, so I'd have to wait for my uncle to come over and change my string once I broke one. So I'd play guitar till I broke a string, then I'd skateboard. Then my uncle would come over for like a family party or something, fix the string. Then I'd go back to skateboarding. And, I mean, playing guitar, and yeah, I'd do that back and forth for years. In middle school, I'd say I started playing with other musicians. Like me and my friends, we'd go in the basement, we'd play AC/DC songs and Blink-182 songs, like Nirvana songs, over and over and over again. Not even like different songs, like the same couple songs, just because it's all we knew how to play. But it was definitely fun. We'd all trade off on instruments, and that's pretty much how I learned how to play instruments. I mean, I took guitar lessons and stuff, which I had great guitar teachers. But yeah, just like anything, you pretty much pick up. You learn by yourself, pretty much, just like anything. But I had a lot of teachers show me a lot of incredible music, so that was huge. I was in tons of different bands, like I said, so it's like impossible to name all of them. I have no idea. But in high school, we started a band called Royal, and that was like the first actual band where like we went in the studio, recorded and stuff, and that was really fun. Even though it was short-lived, it was awesome. All the bands throughout like middle school and high school was like pretty much just practicing for Battle of the Bands every year, and that was always very interesting. Okay. I had always known that I was serious about music, but junior year of high school was when I really like went deep into it. Like I had always been going deep, but this was like I shut off the world and just jumped into guitar like 6 hours a day as much as I could. Like I tried to play to get good, and I think that rhymed, but yeah. I could always write songs, but they always felt like little ditties, just like not much substance in them. So when I heard John Mayer, and I got like super into him, and his song form is just incredible, like his songwriting and his guitar playing. So I was like, I gotta get that good before I can write a song. And I got nowhere near close to that. We're out on the town, you see? We just got to the Deptford Mall. I'm gonna show you cats what's going on here.
If you want to be cool, man, you gotta tease the young bulls. Like that?
You're getting rocked, Trump.
But after like I think a year, I wrote the song White Rose, which I felt was like my first actual song. The song was about my Aunt Rosie, my grandmother's sister, passing away. And I'm not gonna get into what each song, who it's about and stuff like that, because there's a lot of songs I made, but yeah, I mean, it's like a very common theme in my music, unfortunately, as I'm sure it is in a lot of people's. It's just like grief and loss.
Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
So, I want to talk about how you describe your music, because I hear it and I think of folk music, which is a pretty simple label, and I'm wondering if you agree with that.
I think it's cool to be called folk, but I just tried when I wrote these songs, I really tried to make them sustain themselves as much as possible with just the acoustic guitar, just so they were big enough, so I didn't have to worry about a band or anything.
So that's intentional.
Yeah.
To keep it acoustic, because you also play electric guitar, you do a lot of kind of blues stuff.
Oh yeah.
But you're usually, when you play your own songs, you're playing an acoustic guitar.
So yeah, I holed up and kept writing songs in Cellar heaven, son. At this time, I didn't record yet. I mean, I had like a little Boss Tascam thing, I don't even know what it is, that I used that was like a little multi-track digital recorder growing up, so I didn't record this album completely until 2020, so about 8 years later. I finished high school in 2012, and that's when I wrote In Context. Like 2012, 2013, and then like 2014, I think I wrote Higher Learning, and then 2015 was Child of God, and that's when I started recording my own stuff. So Higher Learning was like a country album, pretty much. I mean, yeah, I tried to get away from like singer-songwriter stuff and make it country, because I don't know, I just got into that and wound up going to Nashville and becoming completely disillusioned with everything in music and how disgustingly pathetic it is with like writing teams. It just like makes my skin crawl. It sounds so pretentious, but I don't know, it just really, really bothered me deeply. And then I set out to make Child of God, which was like country stripped of, I don't know, like stereotypes and stuff. So I guess you get Americana. So I started this solo thing, like officially, I guess, in 2011. And I was a CD freak, and I literally used to just go to record shops every single day, multiple ones. Tunes, Sky Valley Records, Fidelity Records, Jupiter Records, Princeton Record Exchange, and Sam Palumbo worked at Tunes and Voorhees, and I had made an EP, a 4-song full band EP with John Dutton, and Sam heard it and was like, yo, like, can I be in your band? And I'm like, I don't have a band, like, it's just me. He's like, I want to play with you and stuff. So he's pretty much responsible for getting me to, like, play out. But eventually, I wanted the band to be, like, a band, like an actual band. So I named it 444. And every time I tried to make it, like, a collaborative process, just people weren't as interested. Like, they were more like, just tell me what to play and we'll play it, which is totally fine. But I eventually realized that it was just a solo endeavor, and I had musicians to back me up, and that's great. I mean, I love everyone that's played with me.
Explain to us, the styles of music, if you do.
I would say rock, to keep it simple.
When did you start? Not so much singing, because I feel like anyone who sings, they always start at that really young age, but writing music, playing music, when did you get involved in that aspect?
Yeah, it's funny, like you start playing to express something and you can't quite express it because your skill isn't up to par, so you just got to keep working, and eventually you can express something and other people seem to appreciate it. That's when you start writing music. So I was about 10.
Now, I understand you have your CD with you.
My album right here. It's called Child of God by my band 444, and it's kind of about, it was a weird concept. Like, it seemed like God wasn't around at all, like in a time where this was proof that he was present, and that's what all the songs kind of was, like a struggle to find like faith and hope and like darkness. I was working at Olive Garden at the time, so there was one of the pitfalls. No, I'm just kidding. It was fun, but what's it called? I actually got enough money from working at Olive Garden to record this, and we actually made it in the basement of my house in like a month, and like knocked it out. And the songs have some pretty deep meanings, but they definitely don't like come from us. You know what I mean? It's definitely like some weird kind of, I don't know, channeling
that doesn't
thing.
make you want to listen to it. I don't know what
I definitely do. So,
Hey, I'm Charlie. You guys might know me from Charlie Brown. Come out and see our first show tonight. Ask me for details. Thanks a lot. Good grief.
Child of God was supposed to be just like a super raw Americana album. And I remember getting ready to practice with the band, just to like play out. And I walked into the basement and it was just this weird feeling just hit me. It just felt like it was like, it's time to record. I can't explain it. It was just like really strange. So I got a job at Olive Garden, saved up like $1,000, bought recording equipment, and I mean, I pretty much still use the same stuff. I mean, yeah. While we were recording Child of God, I got really into like post-punk music, like The Cure and U2 and just stuff like that. We also had a lot of loss, not just me, the band as well, but yeah, it started with my grandfather and a friend from high school, and it was just nonstop. It really became about just pressing on, pretty much, and staying positive when everything's against you. Life just got really dark, but we managed to make something pretty positive out of it. Towards the end of this album, I realized that it was a solo project. I mean, everyone that played on the album was awesome, but there was a couple songs that I pretty much just made in the computer, and then each album after this just kept progressing like that until it was just me, and then I realized I could record like pretty fast. Right when we learned all the songs and got ready to finish the album, Sam actually left the band, and then Zach Gormley entered and learned it, and yeah. So Zach played drums on this album, and he's an incredible drummer. He still plays with me to this day.
Come out the 26th
To Coffee Works.
in Voorhees. It's going to be a good time.
After hours.
444.
444.
Greg Mealy had actually played on an EP I had made, then wound up joining the band, and he played on Child of God, Dreamweave, and Cardinal.
What are some of your what are some of your influences that have an impact on the band sound?
Oh man, that's tricky.
Definitely U2.
Yeah, you too.
Bob Dylan, the band, for our first album, it was super rootsy. And then this new album we're working on is very like new wave, post-punk. The Clash, I mean, that's been nonstop. Prince, stuff like that.
It's kind of all over the place, really.
Yeah, whatever you can get.
Just whatever in it at the moment, wherever we're feeling, and like, oh, this song fits for that. Let's play it like that, you know. We got it.
Jay-Z released an album with the same name as you.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. So what was your response for that? What was your response to that? How did you feel about like Jay-Z being a 444 fan?
It was awesome at the time, but now you like can't find my music online. So like, cause I don't know, you look up 444 and Jay-Z comes up. But like, yeah, I put out the EP like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it got on like the front page of Reddit randomly. Actually, because of our friend Nuzzo, he just like posted it without even telling me, and it went like viral.
That's a good friend.
Yeah, I know, but I think he was actually like making fun of me. Yeah. Because he never told me. But, yeah. I was absolutely terrified when the EP like blew up. It had like hundreds of thousands of shares. I mean, for me, I'm lucky if my mom likes my post.
This is a fun one. We don't know the words to it. You guys probably don't either, but we're gonna play it. So
I was freaked out. I also thought Jay-Z was going to sue me, and the band had pretty much broken up at this point. Out of frustration and panic, I deleted the Bandcamp page that all these articles were linking to, including Rolling Stone Brazil. Probably my worst career choice, as I completely lost what little following we had. We had made Cardinal right before this had happened. That was another album about loss, surprise. And except this one was just dark. It was hopeful, but it was not as joyful as a Dreamweave. This also ushered in the era of the dreaded headset mic, which I had an epiphany one day where I was like, I know what I need to succeed. I need a headset mic. The whole band mysteriously quit after I purchased the headset mic. I wonder why. But Cardinal was based in the winter. I mean, like sonically, that's what I was going for. It was just like a winter album.
So there's a lot of awesome stuff going on. You have a big show tomorrow, album release. Talk to me about everything.
Yes, tomorrow we're releasing our album at this place called Cathedral in Hamilton. It's actually a brand new venue. It's like a huge venue. So we're like super excited to play it.
Live on Radio 104.5. I'm looking at the new album right now. It says produced, recorded, and mixed by Anthony Friedlander. Was this in a basement?
but it's in my basement. I just do it as a joke. All right, like produce, record, and engineer.
I had a question about that because I was like, wait, you produce this by yourself. Okay, so that's your little joke to yourself. I like
Yeah,
that
I like
very
that.
much. Okay, wait, so what's 444? Is that like when you guys would have like detention together and like, why 440?
I actually see the number everywhere.
Really?
But, yeah, like the time.
Okay, so that's your thing.
And I used to live in 444 Colonial Road. Like I was born there. I didn't realize it till like after I kept seeing it. It was really weird.
Okay.
How it happened.
Excellent. Very cool. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Once again, it's 444. They're live. They're local. They're on Radio 104.5.
I was pretty crushed when the band idea didn't work. But when I think about it, it was pretty much my fault. I just kind of put my head down and started recording without consideration for anyone else, which wasn't cool, but also I guess it was meant to be. I don't know. That's how I work best, I guess. I love those guys, for real. I still look at them like brothers, and we made some really cool music together. It was definitely a learning process. I mean, it taught me how to record. I learned how to play other instruments by watching them. And yeah, it was definitely essential. I really hold those early albums close, like they're really special to me. Because I made it with other people, and we all were going through things at the same time. And the music definitely reflected that. And I also feel like it's a tribute to a lot of the people that have passed in our lives. I had so many songs backed up that I wanted to record, and I just set up my equipment and went to town pretty much. So that was Parallelement, and that was really about trying to figure out like the heart and what that means, and love and stuff like that. But basically like the darkness of it and trying to navigate that to truth. Because that doesn't sound crazy. I'm Free from 444. I'm taking you behind the scenes today. This is where I record. This is my piano and my synthesizer. There's my amp. Here's my mic. An NT1A. That's what I use to record vocals and acoustic guitar usually. And then here is my SM57, which I use to record like electric guitars and other stuff. And here's my drum kit from middle school. Groove percussion kit. It was like $150. Still getting used to have it. I write a bunch of music. I record it here. I play the instruments, man. I play them by myself with these two hands, these 10 fingers, 8 fingers, 2 thumbs. I got a fidget spinner here. Yep. That's 444. Don't mind the rosacea on my face. Some call it a blind pimple, some call it rosacea. Red spot. Pox. It's not a pox. I think I started my YouTube channel around this time, and I started making my own music videos. I just kind of went nuts and just dug into making music. So when I started recording Parallelement, I had this weird thing where I was sitting at the park, like trying to organize all my song ideas in a notebook. And I started to realize I had all these themes, and I was like, oh wow, these different albums. And I wound up attempting to create those albums over the next couple of years. One of those albums was Reckoning, which is a very weird album. It's probably my weirdest one. It's heavily prog influenced and R&B and hip hop influenced, and it's a mess. But I think as a whole, the album really works. I mean, like, there's a really bad hip hop song on it called "The Demon" or "Demon" or something, and yeah, it's I mean, it was supposed to like represent disillusion. That's also how you can justify a bad song. Next up is Creature, and that was like an indie rock album, pretty much. Rock pop kind of thing. I was always super focused on atmosphere in my music, but this is when I really amped up the atmosphere, I think, and tried to make almost everything kind of dreamy or make it sound like Donnie Darko. On this album, I was trying to expose the root of depression and the source of depression. Who's behind it? Who is the mastermind? Who is the creature?
You, Miss New Booty. Get it together and bring it back to me. I'm in the Players Club for about a month or two.
Introducing the 444 Archive, featuring demos, instrumentals, unfinished songs, voice memos, live recordings, cover songs, interviews. The archive is updated regularly. You can follow along as 444 writes new songs and works on unreleased albums. You can access the archive at 444archive.bandcamp.com. Thank you, and have a great day.
So growing up, I was always like, man, who writes sad music about heartbreak? I'm like, who needs more of that, man? Like, there's enough sadness in the world, man. We don't need that. And then I made an album called Dreamweave, where I sat in the dark by the light of the computer and recorded for like a couple weeks straight, pretty much.
I'm happy for change.
It was a very sad and hopeful album, but there's a melancholy and like a real bittersweet sound throughout it, or feeling throughout it.
Dreamweave, the new album by 444, out now. Stream on various streaming services, such as Spotify or Apple Music.
Not available in stores. All music recorded and performed by free. Are you haunted by a memory? Is the pain unbearable?
Hey, little dude.
think it's music time.
Time, go!
Dreamweave. Let's wipe your tears with sonic sounds.
It was just a dream. Not so real.
Battery soul separately.
In all my albums, I was always trying to make atmosphere, but this one I was trying to really make a world. So, and I also started using a lot of anime visuals. I was obsessed with Yu Yu Hakusho as a kid, and I still am. It's just incredible. The first couple episodes of that are like one of the greatest things I've ever seen. It's just so awesome. I started to realize that I could use low fidelity sound to access certain like soundscapes that you couldn't get with good recording technology.
Stream the new album, Dreamweave, by 444. Has your heart been broken? Has someone crushed your soul? Are you in need of love? Come on down to Spotify or Apple Music or any various streaming service and listen to Dreamweave by 444. All music recorded and performed by Free. I do not own the rights to this animation, but I own the rights to this music. Bitch.
So you have like a lot of albums out in like a short amount of time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So like, what's your like recording style? Like, what gives you inspiration to write? Especially like you released a lot of stuff in like a couple years.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, man.
Thanks, dude. I like write a lot. Like, I started seriously writing in like 2011, and I started recording in 2015. So everything kind of like backed up, and like I had a lot of stuff to record. So
it's like, did anything like happen? Like, what's your inspiration for writing?
It's really like all pretty much biographical or whatever, and that's a word. And I just take it from like my life and other people's lives around me, like most people, you know, nothing different.
So you have like a lot. It's weird because every album I listen to of yours, it has like a different style. Like,
yeah.
One time, like I can tell, like you were influenced by John Mayer.
Yeah, definitely.
The Cure, Springsteen, Alex G.
So I'm pretty sure this was like right before COVID hit. When I finished Dreamweave, it was like 2019. So I just kept doing what I usually do, except I started playing video games also. And I was definitely making more dumb random videos. Why? I don't know.
And you're listening to that new band there at 444, hear that new Hallelujah, it's like
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well.
Who the hell is this band 444?
Who's your favorite band?
444. They're really good.
I'm Rosie O'Donnell. I love rock and roll.
I love rock.
Hanson and those Backstreet Fellas.
Give me some music.
Give me some 444.
I love rock and roll. This band changed my life. Just changed my life. So I decided I was going to do a TED Talk. A TED Talk. Yes, a TED Talk. About 444, this band I heard. There's nothing like it. It's throw everything else. Forget about everything. This is the best. This is what it's all about. This is the music. You gotta hear the music. I'm gonna do a little dance. I'm gonna take a couple steps. This is me in my hand. I was sitting there in my bed, looking at my phone. I said, this band, 444, I really like it.
Dick.
Want me to continue? I'll continue, or do you want me to...
Dick.
Yes.
No more, it ain't gonna rain no more. I ain't got hit with a bag of shit that ain't gonna rain no more. Two elbows, digging up a ditch. One call the other a dirty son of a. Bring down your children, hit them with a whip. When they get older, they'll play with Dicky, Murphy, and dog. And what dog?
This is what you do all day. You sit down.
He gave it to a teacher to keep him company. He swam to the bottom. Lulu got excited and pulled him by the cock. Oh, Ginger. Bye, if you don't like it, you stick it up your hands. Don't go.
What was Lawrence Lowe teaching you?
I mean, I got hit with a bag of shit. That's the reason why.
Who goes by the name 444. When we saw his musical influences that were right in the filler wheelhouse, we had to have him on the show.
Okay. My name's Free, and I record under the name 444. Every album I do is kind of a different genre, but overall I'd say it's a experimental rock pop kind of. The first address I ever lived at was 444 Colonial Road, and it also apparently means angels are around you, which I think is a nice thought. Well, I always thought that big record deal was going to come sailing in, and it didn't, so I was like, oh, maybe I should start recording my own music, you know? So it was more out of like a need to have recordings. Like, I'm obsessed with buying CDs and stuff, so I don't know, I think that's where it comes from. Tears for Fears is definitely one. U2, Guided by Voices, Alex G, and I don't know, I could keep going. For sure.
a song about my dog. I just wrote. It's called Mimi. Oh, 444band.com, like the digits. And there's links on there for everything that I use, like my YouTube channel, my Bandcamp page, Spotify, Instagram, all that stuff.
2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4.
So there I am, running down the street. Yo, dude!
Hey, neighbor.
Saying hi to my neighbors, like I always do.
Top of the morning. Have a good day, son. It's a beautiful day.
Before it happened.
Nice.
Dancing bear popped right out of the woods. So I thought it was a Pokemon, so I pull out my Pokemon Go. After a few seconds, I start to realize something's not right. This is real life. So I got my fist, beat him up, and then I got my Pokeball that I always kept in my back pocket, and I threw it, and I caught him. And now, the bear lives with me. And it's been a good time. We're best friends. You know, here's some pictures of us. And yeah, I couldn't be more happy. But yeah, that's what happened the day the bear got out in my neighborhood. God bless.
2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4.
That's a video, not a selfie.
We live, baby. Live.
On behalf of the internet.
It's a concern. I say get rid of them all. They had their turn, and now we got ours. That's why dinosaurs don't exist no more.
Wasn't it a meteor?
They're all meat eaters. Meteor. Take it easy. How'd you get to be so good?
Oh, just experience, I suppose. I started out as Roadrunner.
So during the lockdown, I think all I did was watch Twin Peaks and The Sopranos, like over and over again.
Play Dragon Quest.
And ride my bike. I was super cautious with the mask and everything. And of course, I got super sick, and I'll leave it at that. For the first couple months, like, I literally didn't know what to do. I would just sit on the floor and read manga because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't make noises. I couldn't play guitar. I was always dizzy. It was just pretty wild, and that lasted until now. Like, I still have issues, but it's gotten way better. I couldn't really do anything, so I just started recording, like, hardcore, because I don't know, I didn't know what to do. It was just an escape, but it also made me feel way worse when I was done. So it was a struggle for sure, but I recorded like a shit ton of albums. So now that I feel better and I look back at it, it's like, I don't know if I would have recorded all that if I felt okay. So it is what it is.
So that brings us to the end of the documentary. Making this was super cool because I'm sure people listen to my music are like, why is there so much random music all over the place? When in my head, everything's like organized and stuff, but to anyone else, it's not at all. It looks completely scattered. So yeah, this is kind of cool to put it in order. All the music I recorded since 2021 has just been like really fun, even though I have felt awful while making it. It's so strange. I hit a ton of different genres, like dream pop, shoegaze-ish stuff, thrash metal, hair metal. I kept saying, oh, this is my last album. This is my last album. And I did that for like 20 albums, I think, which is embarrassing and hilarious to me because at the end of each album, I was just like, done. I was like, I am burnt out. I'm done. And then, sure enough, you just get back into recording, and it's fun. And then all of a sudden, you're like in it again, burning yourself out. And then it's just like a cycle. One of the favorite things I've done is an album called Eternal Love on Infinite Shores, which is the corniest title ever. But I was so used to doing like these one-word, capital letter album names that I wanted to switch it up because this album it's not my music necessarily, it's all my favorite instrumental music and stuff. And I remixed some of it. Some of it I left as is and just sang over it and made songs over these instrumental songs that I love so much, that I want to make, but I couldn't make no matter how hard I tried. So I was like, you know what? I should try singing over them and playing guitar over them and stuff. So yeah. That's only on Bandcamp, so 444band.com. I just put out my 30th album, Moonbeam, which I think is good. Like, I really like it. I'm very happy with it being like my 30th album. Before that, I did Dream World, which is also like another one of my favorites. It almost sounds like I like all my shit, but I think that's normal. Thank you for checking this out. It's super cool to be able to just tell people what I've been up to with my music. When I got sick, I got heavy into manga, which I said already, but I'm trying to make it. I can like barely draw, but that's kind of like my next endeavor is making comic books and manga and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna still do music. I'm definitely gonna focus on live stuff more from now on. I recorded enough stuff, it's like, okay, like maybe you should try to get it out to some people besides grandma. Thank you, my little foreheads. Peace, love, and prosperity.
Ready?
God bless.
I mean, done?
Golden age of late night, you could say anything. The golden age of late night, that treats you like a king. It was a different world now. Many things have changed, and it's a different world.
That's my life.
Look at these fish shimmer.
Is that it?